Jai Gidira Ninja Warriors. Again, I am back with another session which is called as carbon copy paper. So this question paper I have made from the trend analysis of your model papers as well as previous year question papers, right? So the concepts are going to be repeated. That is what my trend analysis says. So I know that in the chat box you guys are saying that, yeah, voice is clear. I think you have given, now you are very mature, huh? Before ma'am ask, give ma'am green signal so that without wasting the time, ma'am starts the question paper. So yes, we are going to start the question paper, and the concepts which I have taken in these questions, these handpicked curated questions, are all about that what is coming since past few years and is released in model test paper as well. So let's start quickly. And you know what, in this session I'm not going to detailed write all the steps in detail, because you know writing steps is going to take some time. So I have pre-written solutions also. I am going to guide you how to write the solution, how to approach the solution, and I'm going to bring a solution in front of you so that we take less time, and I'm going to share the PDF also with you. Okay, so are we ready? I'm not going to write everything on the board because that is going to take a lot of my time also and your time also. What do you think? This approach is going to be work and it will save our time, because tomorrow is your mathematics paper. Okay, all right, without wasting any time, let's start. For all of those who are unaware about this channel or my session, this is my brief introduction. My name is Namrata and I have over more than 10 years of teaching experience in both online and offline, and some later day I'm going to discuss about my credentials, my things. Okay, and also one more thing which is important to highlight, that your ninja ma'am is 100 on 100 scorer in her board examination. So you can just rely on how to present the answer, and I have created one more session which is all about how to write the presentation tips, so that you can find that session also in the channel. And here we go, we are going to quickly start today's session. You can see it clearly. This is the question over here from relations and functions, which says that relation is given and we need to check whether our relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. So clearly, if A set is having 1, 2, 3, to make it reflexive, it should have 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3, which is there. So this relation is definitely reflexive. Okay. If I talk about symmetric, 1, 2 is there. But where is 2, 1? Hello. So this relation is not symmetric. And if I talk about transitive, so this relation, if I talk about 1, 2, 2, 3. So 1, 3 is missing. Come on, 1, 3 is missing. Transitive, you know, 1, 2, 2, 3 is right here. So where is 1, T? So transitive is also not there. Neither symmetric nor transitive. Option D is there. Okay. Option D. Yes, option D. Neither symmetric and nor transitive will be the correct answer of this question. All right, clear. Now this question, let us have a look. This question is defined on R to R. Domain of this function is R as per the question, and fx is equals to 1 by x. Then f is what they are asking. First of all, 1 by x, function is 1 by x. Come on. You cannot put x equals to 0 in this function. F of 0, x is not equals to 0. This domain should not have x equals to 0. But can you see this domain is having all real numbers? That means there is some problem with this function. Option D, f is not even defined over the domain they are telling. That is why option D is absolutely right. Why? Because for x equals to 0, fx is not defined. So fx is a not defined function, right? Next question on your screen. Principal value branch of sec inverse x. So I have given you table also in past couple of sessions, that what is the principal value of all the inverse function. So in case of sec inverse x, can you tell me, in case of sec inverse x, B option is not B, but D option. Although it looks similar, but you know what, in sec inverse, 0 and pi are including, close bracket should be there. D option is absolutely right. Then here we are with the next question. Number of points in the interval 0, 2, open bracket, where the function is non-differentiable. We know that greatest integer function is not differentiable on the integral points. So if I talk about integral points in this interval, 0 and 2 is open. So only integral point is 1. At x equals to 1, this is non-differentiable, right? So how many points? 1 point. 1 point. Okay, all right, clear. Now we are going to move towards the next problem, which is this derivative of, come on, e power log x, huh? E power ln x is going to become x. E power ln x is going to become x, correct? E power ln x is going to become x. Now derivative of x with respect to x. Derivative of x is clear cut one. Option C is absolutely right. Okay, next question, a little bit. See, some MCQs will be, ma'am, we are doing it in less than 10 seconds. But some MCQs might be like this, where you will feel lazy to even read that, okay? So, now the function is given, fx is equals to 2x plus cos x, correct? Fx is equals to 2x plus cos x. F has the maximum value at x equals to 0. Maximum value at x equals to 0. Just tell me one thing, that if I put x equals to pi by 2, can anybody help me? Put x equals to pi by 2. What do you get? Ma'am, if you put x equals to pi by 2, so f of pi by 2 will be equals to 2 times pi by 2, which is pi, and cos pi by 2 is 0. Now tell me one thing, at pi by 2 we are going to get 3.14. At x equals to 0, so we are getting just 1. F of 0 is what? 1. So obviously 1 and 3.14, which one is maximum? This one is maximum. So f has maximum value at x equals to 0. No, clearly not. We have pi by 2 also in the competition. So option 1 so definitely is wrong. F is an increasing function is what they are saying. So increasing function, how do you know? F dash x will be 2 minus sin x. So just understand 2 minus sin x is always positive, because sin x maximum can be 1, minimum can be minus 1. If you put minus 1, then also it is positive. If you put 1, then also it is positive. F dash x positive means increasing function. Option 2 is right. And obviously if option 2 right, option 3 is wrong. Only 2 is the correct answer. Only 2. Only 2. Okay. All right. Clear, clear, clear. Let us move on to the next problem, which is this. Easy question, direct formula based question. Acha. This question, I think if I would have the examiner, I would have been the paper setter, definitely I would have kept this question. There is something which is special about this question. Okay. Let me tell you what is so special. Because, acha, let's play KBC right now. I know you don't have time to play KBC, but let's do 50-50. I myself will cancel the two options. Cosec inverse x my a is incorrect. Okay. This is also incorrect. Now either A or C, which option is correct? Let's see. Let's have this competition. Some people are saying A, some people are saying C. Okay. Anybody saying C over here? Somebody is saying B also. Why somebody is saying B? So I think A, most of the students are saying A. So let me remind you what is so special about this. So see, integration of 1 upon square root A square minus x square dx is sine inverse x by A plus C. First formula I would like to revise you. Second will be dx upon x square plus a square. Okay, this is 1 upon a tan inverse x by a. Can you see the difference? Because sometimes students get confused. They'll be like, okay, 1 by a is present in tan inverse, but there is no 1 by a which is available in sine inverse formula. So that is why, to avoid confusion, option A is absolutely right. Okay, so C is wrong that way. Now we are having this question wherein we need to tell the order and degree of the differential equation. So just quickly tell order. First of all, can you see second derivative of s? Somebody has differentiated s twice. So highest order is what? 2, and degree will be, power of this is 1, degree will be 1, 2 comma 1. Option B, yes, option B, absolutely right. 1 comma. Okay, degree is not 4, understand. Some people are saying, ma'am, Degree is 4. 2 comma 4 is incorrect because degree is power of that highest differential coefficient, not the highest power overall. Okay. Next question. Okay, direction cosines, definitely one question from 3D geometry, either in MCQ or in 2 marker or in fill in the blanks. Okay. So direction cosines of the lines passing through these 2 points, if I talk, this is x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. Okay. All right. So clearly that direction ratio is equal to A, comma B, comma C. Now A is equal to what? X2 minus X1. B is equals to Y2 minus Y1 and C is equals to Z2 minus Z1. These are direction ratio, not the cosine. At least I need to get the direction ratio. How do you get? By X2 minus X1. So this is X2, 1 minus minus 2. So A is 3, 1 minus minus 2, B is minus 2 and C over here is 3 minus 8. So clearly your answer will be 3 comma minus 2 comma 8. But they are not interested in direction ratio. This is direction ratio. They are interested in direction cosine. So what we need to do is we need to divide every direction ratio by square root of 3 square, 2 square, 8 square. 9 plus 4 plus 64. Okay, like this. So 64 plus 4 is what? 68. 68 plus 9 is 77. So root 77, root 77. Okay. So 3 upon root 77 minus 2 upon root 77, 8 upon root 77. Can you see? Option B absolutely right. Perfect. B, B, B. Okay. All right. Chalo, let's see how many of you can answer this question. I don't know why it happens with me. Do you guys do this only with me? Because the live watching and the number of likes, huge difference. And can anybody calculate the subtraction for me? Huh? Mathematics section. My question is, this question will come tomorrow. What was the difference between number of likes and number of live watching in Ninja Ma'am's session? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Huh? It should be 0, right? It should be minus. Okay? The number of likes should be more than live watching. I hope you understand. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for liking. Chalo. I can see a sudden increase in likes. Make sure that everybody has liked the session. Still, so some students I can see. Still some students. Okay, chalo. See, do not stress yourself. Do some fun. Okay, I think I can see you guys are in some anxiety. Do not be anxious. Mathematics paper is all about confidence. Come on. We have done a lot of questions in toppers package, in short 100 MCQs we have done. Then we have done one more session which is short 2, 3 and 4, 5 marker questions, right? Yes. So do not hesitate, na? You have done enough. Now we are still doing it, and passing package is also there. Do not worry, everything will be fine. Just relax. Do not take stress, because stress can ruin mathematics paper, let me tell you. Okay, paper will be moderate. It is not easy, not tough. Moderate, easy to moderate. That's what I feel. Okay, so this is how it is. Optimal value of objective function. So optimum, remember, maximum value of an objective function occurs at corner points of the feasible region. So this is how the answer will be. Okay, corner points. Now this question I'm going to solve it. Probability of A given that B has already occurred is probability is greater than. So this is given. Do you know the conditional probability? Probability of A given that B has already occurred is probability of A. So probability of A intersection B. The formula for conditional probability. A intersection B upon probability of B is greater than probability of A. Correct? Now one thing I'm going to do, very smart move, okay? I'm going to interchange probability of A and probability of B. So probability of A intersection B upon probability of A is greater than probability of B. Yes, this can be done. Switch. Now this is nothing but probability of B given that A has already occurred. Probability of B given A has already occurred is greater than B. Can you see a clear-cut answer is there, which is option C? Can you see this is option C? Directly I am getting it. Directly. Okay. And from here, can you see A intersection B will be greater? So that is why this is wrong. This is so definitely wrong because greater. Option is wrong. What about this? Probability of B equal is not there. No, greater sign is there. How can this be equal? Right? Okay. Another question from conditional probability again. Yes, after this is carbon copy paper. Now we are going to do pattern wise pattern. So first 20 questions, then again another questions. Okay. So A is equals to null is a subset of B. Probability of B given that A has already occurred. So probability of A intersection B upon probability of A. Okay. All right. So now just understand A is a subset of B. B is a superset. A is this. This is B. This is A. Now intersection between A and B, can anybody tell me, is A only. So this is probability of A upon probability of A, which is going to be 1. 1 is the correct answer of this question, right? 1 is the correct answer. Next question, next. Acha, what do we say next in Kannada? Teach me some Kannada words also, huh? What do we say next in Kannada? And two things I want to learn today. First, what do we say next in Kannada? And second, what do we say very good question? Very good question in Kannada. Can you teach me? Chalo, I'm gonna see Kannadiga. You are going to teach me. Your name is Kannadiga. You should teach me Kannada. Okay? Next is Mundhe. Munde. Am I pronouncing Mundea question? Oh, Mundea question. Am I pronouncing it right? Mundea question. And one is saying Thumba Ole. Oh, you're teaching me. I hope you're teaching me correct words. You're not teaching me spammed words. That, ma'am, we are going to teach you some spammed words. You know what I mean, huh? Tumba Olea question. Tumba Olea is good question, I think. And Munde question is next question. Chalo, I will learn correct pronunciation from Google Translator also. These days I am learning Kannada. You don't even know. Chalo, can you see this question is very good. A cross B magnitude is 6. A dot B. Do you know there is a relation between dot product and cross product? That is A dot B square. I don't know how many of you know. Plus A cross B square is equals to magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square. So square of dot product plus square of cross product is equals to product of individual magnitude square. Okay. So A dot B dot is given a 8 ka square. Cross is also given 6 ka square is equals to A square is 25 and magnitude of B square is what we are looking for. So this is 100 by 25 is equals to magnitude of B square. So B square is 4. So magnitude of B will be what? Tell me 2. Not plus minus 2 because magnitude of any vector can never be negative. So only 2. Now this question, the number of arbitrary constant in the particular solution, we have taken this question and I think this is the time to correct the solution. Number of arbitrary constant in a particular solution of a differential equation of third order are 0. The answer of this particular question is 0. It's time to correct this question because so many somewhere, so the incorrect answer can be 3 because number of order is equals to number of arbitrary constant of a general solution. If they are mentioning particular solution, we never have constants in particular solution, right? Yes. So 0 is the correct answer. Make sure that this question, so many students will do incorrect answers. Now this question I have taken in toppers package also First of all, we need to prove this property of definite integration, and then we need to evaluate this integration. Okay, step by step we are going to do it. How to prove? Step number 1 is take LHS. Okay, and then what we need to do is 0 to a f of x dx. Correct? Now what we need to do is substitute x is equals to a minus t. Why? Because this x we want a minus x. We can't put a minus x because x equals to a minus x we can't do. But what we can do is x equals to a minus t, at least we can do, so that dx is equals to minus dt. Correct? Now let us substitute. So f of x will be replaced by a minus t, dx will be replaced by minus dt. And now is the time that you need to change upper and lower limit. The moment you have done substitution in definite integration, remember, limits has to be changed. So you just need to do the limit change. Why is somebody laughing? Said study KV, what happened? So many like emojis. Please do not do that. I can't see anything. Now just tell me, if x is 0, lower limit, if x is equals to 0, put 0 over here. So 0 is equals to a minus t. So t is equals to a, lower limit. Lower limit is a. Similarly, upper limit, if you put x equals to a, your t will be what? 0. So what happened? Limit got reversed. Now we have a property in definite integration. If you want to reverse the limit, you need to apply one negative sign. One negative sign is already there. One more negative sign because you are interchanging the limit. So this is f of a minus t dt, and now in definite integration there is one more property wherein t can anytime be replaced by x or y. So f of a minus x dx 0 to a. Can you see it right here? Can you see? Okay. Yes. So this is how we have proved it. So first half of the question is done. Prove this property, proved. Make sure that you write the proof of all the properties of definite integration. If you want 80 on 80, do it. All the proofs should be on your tips. Okay. Then we need to evaluate this. So let me show you the steps directly. So this is how the proof goes. Okay. I have put it x equals to a minus t. And with all the things, finally what we have got is this. Can you see? Yes, this is what we have proved. Now we need to solve this integration. Can you see? I is equals to 0 to pi by 2 sin x plus cos x. So what we need to do is you need to apply this property. So x will be replaced by a minus x. So here x will be replaced by, tell me, x will be replaced by, this is wrong, x will be replaced by which? Pi by 2 minus x. So the moment you replace x by pi by 2 minus x, x will be replaced by pi by 2 minus x, x will be replaced by pi by 2 minus x, x will be replaced by pi by 2 minus x, sin 90 minus x cos x, sin 90 minus x cos x, cos 90 minus x sin x. So over here, this is your second equation. Okay, after applying the property, you are getting this. Before applying the property, originally you got this first equation. This is your second equation. So now you have got both the equations. What you need to do is add both the equations. I plus I, 2i. And if you want to add this, can you see the denominator part is same. If denominators are same, numerators can be added. So if you add both the integration, 2i will become this. This is cancelled. Integration of 1 is nothing but x. So 2i is equals to pi by 2. You are going to get 2i is pi by 2. So I is equals to pi by 4. Now you need to write this in box. Write this in box. Write this in box. Otherwise, write this in box. Okay. All right. Clear. Now shortest distance between two lines. One of the questions. Right? One of the questions. Yes, Sunny. Which Sunny, which question are you talking about? Start from 2 and 2 marks. So yes, that's what we are doing, right? Okay. Yes. Now shortest distance between the lines. Let me just tell you that the formula of shortest distance is nothing but x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Then we have a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 upon. We are here to calculate the magnitude of cross product between a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. Now plug in the values right away. Let us do that. Okay. So let me just draw this. a1, b1, c1 is direction ratio of first line 7 minus 6, 1. a2, b2, c2 is direction ratio of the second line. What about this row, ma'am? What about this? Yes. So for this, you need to calculate coordinates. So coordinates of first line will be minus 1, comma, minus 1, comma, minus 1. Coordinates of second line will be 3, 5 and 7. So this is x2, y2, z2, x1, y1, z1. x2 minus x1. 3 minus minus 1 is 4. 5 minus minus 1 is 6. 7 minus minus 1 is 8 upon, now we are having I, j, k. Then we are having again 7 minus 6, 1, 1 minus 2, 1. Let's solve it. This determinant you need to solve. And in the denominator, this you need to solve, and that's it. Plug in the value. Let me just show what I'm talking about. So can you see this? This is the numerator part. What about the denominator part? So denominator part will be the magnitude of cross product. So magnitude of cross product, if you calculate, you're going to get this. So this, if you're going to solve, the final answer will be what? 2 root 29, which is equals to square root of 116. That is what you are going to get. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Yes, GM, you're absolutely right. Okay. All right. Next question on your screen. From the world of probability. Yes. Probability. Okay, probability. Very good question, huh? Let me increase the brightness. Yes, better. Better, I think. Better visibility. Yes, there is one more formula. So if you are used to that formula, stick to that formula. That is in vectors form. What I have given in shortest distances, that formula which is from 3D geometry. So if you're comfortable, go ahead. Okay. A man is known to speak the truth 3 out of 4 times. So probability of a man speaking the truth. Probability of man speaking the truth is 3 by 4. Yes or no? This is at least what we can infer. He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. Oh my God. Can anybody tell me? Chalo, let's have a test. How many of you know that which topics this question is from? Because I have told you the hint to identify that whether the question is from theorem or not. Which theorem? Bayes theorem, my dear students. I told you that in any question, they will tell you that he does something and reports that it is a 6. That means something has already happened. Something has already happened. We extracted the ball, it found to be blue. Bayes theorem. We did something and we realized that this is already red. So he throws a die and it is found to be 6. This statement is showing that this question is from Bayes theorem. The identification, 90% of the student will fail to identify that this is the question from Bayes theorem. Okay. So probability of telling the truth is 3 by 4. Probability of telling the false is 1 by 4. Correct. And probability of getting a 6. Probability of getting a 6 is what? 1 by 6. Now tell me, Bayes theorem says that probability that it is actually a 6. Reports a 6. Okay. So there are actually two ways. There are two ways that he reports. Understand, he throws a dice and reports. He is reporting that it is a 6. Maybe he is telling the truth, maybe he is telling the lie. So there are two cases. In the denominator, I am going to write that he is telling the truth, 3 by 4. He is telling the truth and he has got 1 by 6. He is telling the truth, he has actually got 6 in the die. Or what can happen? What could be the another case? Because probability that it is actually a 6. Just tell me, it cannot actually be a 6. So suppose he has got something other than 6. So probability of telling a lie is 1 by 4. Now he is telling a lie. That means he has not gotten 6. That means he has gotten something as probability of not getting a 6. Probability of not getting a 6 is 5 by 6. Yes or no? So this is 5 by 6. Okay. Now you want that probability this is actually a 6. That means you are interested in this portion, that he has spoken the truth and he has gotten 6. So 3 by 4 into 1 by 6 is something which should be written in the numerator. So probability will be what? 6 4s are 24 is gone. So 3 upon 3 plus 5, that is 3 by 8 is the correct answer of Bayes theorem. Yes, you guys are absolutely right. 3 by 8, Gauri. Okay. Now one thing, how to write it, let me just show you how to write it. Okay. Let us understand, because in Bayes theorem it is very important that you should know step by step what should you write. Okay. So over here, see, over here, can you see, in a roll of a die, E1 is event of rolling a 6. So E1 is getting a 6, E2 is not getting a 6. So E1 is 1 by 6, E2 is 5 by 6. This much so we can do. Okay, next. Now probability of E, that means probability of E is the probability that man report a 6 occurs when 6 has actually occurred. So E is telling a truth. So probability that man is telling the truth given that he has reported that is a 6. Okay. So probability that man has speak the truth is 3 by 4. Probability that man does not speak the truth, man speaks a lie, is 1 by 4. This is how you need to write. Now the Bayes theorem says that okay, so Bayes theorem says that in the denominator you need to write both cases. Probability that a man is speaking a truth given that he has reported a 6. Probability he is telling a lie, that means he has not received a 6. So just received 6, telling truth, multiply getting 6, plus telling lie, multiply not getting a 6. Okay. And on the numerator we are going to write telling the truth wala thing. So 3 by 8 is the required probability. That's how you need to write the answer. I hope that this is clear. Yes. Yes, I know if you are having problem in writing solutions in probability, this is the question. At least write it twice to understand it better. Trust me, if you are going to solve this question twice, handwritten, proper end to end, 6-mark question, then only you will be able to write it. Otherwise, if you just see, okay, I got it, especially in probability, just by seeing it, you will know but that what is the answer, but you will not be able to write it, especially in Bayes theorem, very difficult. Okay. All right. What is the conditional probability? I have taken conditional probability in the beginning, 2-3 MCQs I have taken, and I have told also Innovation Techie. Just go and check the MCQ also. Area of triangle formed by these 3 points. So you should know the determinant. Area is nothing but modulus of half x1 y1 z1 x1 y1 1 x2 y2 1 x3 y3 1. Determinant. Okay. So delta is equals to modulus of half, and you are here with 5 2 1 4 7 1 7 minus 4 and 1. Okay, modulus close. Now if you try to open it, okay, modulus is already there, try to open it. So if you open it, you will get this. Can you see? Just open the determinant, half is already there. So final answer will be what? Half into minus 4. 1 by 2 into minus 4 is the determinant, but because you have already applied the modulus, so this is minus 2 ka modulus. Now 2. Here comes the Ninja Ma'am tips, last minute tips. 2 square units. 2 square units. 2 square units. Okay. The title is crazy. Abhi is saying, which title? Which title? Okay. Next question from the world of area under curve. Trust me, if you see area under curve from question, try plotting the curve at the very first place. Let's do that. Find the area bounded by y is equals to x square minus 4. Do you know how to plot x square minus 4? See, this is an upward facing parabola whose roots will be, roots of quadratic equation, I know you can calculate, plus 2 and minus 2. So it will intersect the x-axis at minus 2 and plus 2. And if you put y is equals to 0, sorry, if you put x equals to 0, that means, so y will be minus 4. So minus 4 is the point where this graph will intersect y-axis. This is how this curve will look like. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, understand this is x equals to 2. So this is x equals to 4, correct? So x equals to 4 line will look like this. And let me correct it a little bit. This should go like this, no? This is how it is. So this area is what they are talking about. This is the area. Because y is equals to 0 is also there. Y is equals to 0 is line which is x-axis. So area bounded by x-axis, x equals to 4. And this parabola is this only, right? So now we need to use the integration technique. So integration of this curve which is x square minus 4 dx, upper and lower limit is 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Very easy integration. I think everybody will be able to do that. I am going to leave it up to you. I am going to show you the final steps right away. So this is how you need to do. 2 to 4 x square minus 4. Easy. Integrate it. So if you're going, this is x cube by 3 minus 4x. Upper limit minus lower limit, you can see over here, upper limit minus lower limit, and this is 32 by 3. So 32 by 3 square units will be the answer. Okay, this is how you need to write this solution. Moving on to the next problem, which is from the world of application of derivatives. Okay, the side of square is increasing at a rate of 0.02. So side of a square, dA upon dt. Let the side of square, let side of square be a. Let side of square be a units. Do not forget to mention the unit also. Side of square be a units. dA by dt is what? 0.02 centimeter per second. So here let us just mark it as a units, nahi, a centimeter. Correct. What is the rate at which area is increasing? Now area of square, can anybody tell me, ma'am? A square. So dA by dt will be what? Tell me. 2a dA by dt. Correct. So this is 2 multiply a. Where is a? Where is a? Oh, can you see side of square is given as 6 centimeter. So into 6. Into dA by dt is also given 0.02. So this is 12 into 0.02. So this is 0.24. So dA by dt finally is 0.24 centimeter per second square. Okay. This is how you need to write. Let us assume A be the area of square. Then given that side of square is increasing at a rate of 0.02 centimeter per second. So ds by dt they are taken, we have taken dA by dt, fine. Area of square is what? Side square, correct? So just differentiate it, dA by dt will be 2s ds by dt, plug in the values. And you know what, you need to mention the units also. Please understand, required rate of change of area of square is this. This is what you need to write over here. Okay, let us move on to the next problem. Yes. Next problem. Next problem. Okay, can anybody tell me the answer of this question? By the way, it can be a 2-marker question. It can be a 2-marker question. Can be a 2-marker question. So, A is an invertible matrix of order 2. A into A inverse is I only. You know that. Identity. Determinant of identity matrix is 1. So, fill in the blanks. Correct answer is 1. Okay. All right. Clear? Chalo. This is how you need to write if at all question comes in 2 marks. We know that for invertible matrix, A inverse is identity matrix, where I is the identity matrix of order 2. Taking determinant both the sides, we get A inverse is equals to identity inverse, okay, is equals to identity determinant. Determinant of A into A inverse is equals to determinant of identity. This is what it is asked. Determinant of identity matrix, you should be aware, is 1. We know that determinant of identity matrix is 1, be it 2 cross 2 or 1 cross 1, it is 1 only. So this is the correct answer. Now, application of derivatives, my dear students, find the local maxima. This is a 3-marker or 4-marker question, I must say. Can also be seen in more than 4 marks. Okay, so B, let me just take. Let me just take a few minutes, okay? Few minutes to solve this. Find the local maxima and local minima of the function using second derivative test. Second derivative test. First of all, just understand f dash x is what? 3x square minus 12x plus 9. And f dash x equals to 0 will give you critical points. So 3 if you take common, x square minus 4x plus 3 is 0. So x minus 1, x minus 3 is equals to 0, x is equals to 1 comma 3. X equals to 1 comma 3. Right? X equals to 1 comma 3 over here. X equals to 1 comma 3. Now, understand f double dash 1 you need to calculate. To calculate f double dash 1, obviously second derivative f double dash x, can anybody tell me? F dash. So this is 6x minus 12. So can anybody tell me f double dash 1 is what? 6 minus 12, that is minus 6, which is negative. Whenever the second derivative gives you negative sign, that means this is a local maxima. Okay, so find the local maxima and local minima of the function. This is what they are asking for. So the function is getting, function has local maxima at x equals to 1. So f of 1, local maximum value, L max value if you need to calculate f of 1. F of 1 will be 1 minus 6 plus 9 plus 15. So this is going to become what? 15 plus 3 is what? 18 plus 1, 9. 19 is the local maximum value of the function. Similarly, now see, now let me just tell you how to write. So first of all, f dash x you have calculated. F dash x equals to 0 will give you x equals to 1 and 3. Can you see? X equals to 1 and 3. Now double derivative mein you have to put 1. Since it is negative, so it is what? Local maxima, not the maxima, local maxima. Negative means local maxima. F double dash 3, if you calculate, it is coming positive. X equals to 3 is local minima. When double derivative is positive, minima. When double derivative is negative, maxima. I hope this is, therefore using the second derivative test, local maxima is 1 with a maximum value of 19. And if I talk about local minima is 3 with a minimum value of 15. This is how you need to write. Okay. Yes. All right. Please do not waste time in fighting with spammers, because you clearly can see that it is not going to help. Just focus, focus, focus. Okay. Find the second order derivatives of the, can you see me? I am also not replying the spammers. I don't have time because you have paper tomorrow. I can't be just asking spammers to shut them up. Okay. Second derivative of log x. So first of all, y is equal, very easy. Y is equals to log x. Differentiate. dy by dx, can anybody tell me? Ma'am, 1 by x. Double derivative, d2y by dx square is minus 1 upon x square. Please write it properly. Depends. The solution, the steps will depend upon how much marks it carries. If it carries 2 marks, just line differentiating both the sides with respect to x, differentiating again both the sides with respect to x. I think you'll get the answer. Can you see? Y is equals to log x, differentiating with respect to x. If you differentiate, you'll get this. Again differentiating with respect to x. So d2y by dx square. Make sure that you're writing this in correct format, and you're going to get this minus 1 upon x square. Make a box inside this. Okay, yes, GM, absolutely right. Now we are having this question. Find the inverse of the following matrix using transformation method. Using transformation method. Okay. So now I think I will hardly take 10-12 minutes. So before I think 6:15 we are going to finish it off, wind up. And then 7 o'clock we are going to meet again. Last minute passing package. Half an hour, 40 minutes session I'm going to take. Okay. You're telling me speed up. It's already speed up. Okay. 10-15 minutes we are done with this session. So we can take a deep breath. Okay. Make sure that you're liking the session. Okay, 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. Do not worry. I'm not going to take much time. I am aware that yes, you need to revise a lot of things. Okay. Find the inverse of the following matrix using transformation method. Okay. So first of all, what is a transformation method? Let us understand it first. Okay. See, A is equals to A into I. Okay, A is equals to A into I. Can I write it? So yes. Also, we know that if I take inverse on both the sides, what I'm going to do is, if I take inverse on both the sides, hold on. Sorry, I is equals to A inverse. If I multiply, so A is equals to AI. Yes. So let us first of all write in this form. A is equals to A. 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2. And this is again. And this is identity matrix. Okay. All right. We know that this is also true, but we also know that I is equals to A inverse A is also a true statement. Yes or no? I is equals to A inverse into A. So what I am going to do is, my focus, my agenda will be, why not I create identity matrix over here? Why not I create identity matrix over here? Okay. So we need to do some row operations to make it this as identity matrix. So first operation will be R2 goes to R2 plus, I want to make this 0. Can you see this should be 0? So first operation R2 goes to R2 plus 2R1. Can I do that? Yes. So I am going to keep the row 1 on the left hand side exactly same. Make the row 1 exactly same. Okay. So make the row 1 exactly same, and yes, if you're going to do that, what you're going to get is 2 minus 3, and here what you're going to get is, so this is your minus 1, so this will become 0, and this is going to become R2. 2 plus double of this. So 2 minus 6 is minus 4. Okay. All right. On the right hand side, if I'm going to do the same operation, what do I get? I'm going to get I equals to, so here on the left hand side, I am getting, this is what? A inverse into A. So this is 0 minus 4 and hold on, let me show you the solution over here. This is your A matrix, okay, and I'm going to write C matrix is equals to A into I. So this is A, this is I. What my agenda is to make this as identity matrix, make it as identity. So to make it identity, R2 goes to R2 plus 2R1 because I want a 0 over here, okay. So R2, this is R2 goes to plus 2R1, correct. So if you do that, what you're going to get is, again this R2 is going to be changed, correct. So R2 is going to, sorry, this is not applicable, right? This. So this is now 0. Can you see R2 plus R1? This is 0. And this is 2 minus 1, 1, correct? Here also you need to apply that operation. So R2 will be changed. This is 1, 1. This is same. R2 will be changed. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So till here it is fine. I want to make this identity matrix, right? To make it identity, next operation will be what? Next operation will be over R1. I want this to become 0. So just R1 is equals to R1 plus R2. If you add these two, you're going to get 0. R1 plus R2. So this is your identity. This is your A inverse. So A inverse is this. So this is how you need to perform. Okay. This is how you need to perform. So row operation, row transformation. Say how to calculate A inverse is also one thing. One more question, 6 marker question. Very good question. This is not properties of determinant. This is transformation of rows. Transformation of rows are there in syllabus, right? Let me check. Check. Hold on. Okay. Syllabus check. Okay. So, sorry. Yes, transformation is deleted. No need to study this. Deleted. Yes, deleted. By mistake, I was checking the deleted and I was like, oh, it's there in the syllabus. No, this is deleted, but this is there. Okay. Let's forget about this question. I'm so sorry. But let's talk about this question, okay? 5 mark question. Okay? 5 mark. Now, this is system of equation, but you know what? You might be thinking, ma'am, system of equation is big. But this question is not very big, not very calculative. First of all, use product to solve the system of equation. Let me explain you. First of all, create this product. Try this product because question has mentioned now. The moment you will create this product, you will get an identity matrix over here. What does that mean? Can you see? If you will do the product, if you multiply these two matrix, okay, the matrix multiplication, if you're going to do, what you're going to get is an identity matrix. What does that mean? If product of two matrix is becoming identity, that means one matrix is inverse of each other. They are inverse of each other. Okay, ma'am, got it. One matrix is inverse of each other. This is inverse of this. Now understand, since this is a system of equation, if I write AX equals to B, this is what your equation is. Can anybody tell me what is A? So, ma'am, A is that matrix which is formed by what? Coefficients. So, ma'am, 1, minus 1, 2. Can you see that this is the A matrix? 0, 2, minus 3. Yes, ma'am. 3 minus 2, 4. Can you see this? Are you serious? This is A. Okay. Now, ma'am, what do you want? You want X, Y, Z. Okay, this is A. X is what? X comma y comma z. You are interested in this. And what is B? B is the matrix formed by coefficient, which is 1, 1 and 2. Just tell me one thing. Using this equation, how will you find X matrix? That is unknown matrix. So X is A inverse B. So you just need to multiply A inverse and B. B is right there, but ma'am, where is A inverse? Because A to we know, but do you want us to calculate A inverse? No, 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 no. This question is giving you A inverse. If this is A, this will be minus A. Sorry, this will be A inverse. If this is A inverse, then only you are getting identity. That means question may they have given you A inverse indirectly, bro. Indirectly A inverse is given. Just plug in the value. This is the value. So you just have to multiply this matrix with constant matrix. So this matrix is going to get multiplied with this and you're going to get the answer. Okay, so one by one I'm going to reveal it. First of all, as per the question, the second matrix is inverse of A. So this is A inverse. Let's understand this. Okay, now writing the equation as AX equals to B. So AX equals to B. This is how you need to write, where A is this, X is this, B is this. A, X, B. Everything is written. Now you know that how to solve. X is equals to A inverse into B. So inverse is already there. Inverse is the second matrix given in that product. So just plug in that value, multiply it with B, calculate the product. You know how to calculate the product. This multiply this. Minus 2 into 1, 0 into 1, 1 into 2. So you are going to get 0. Then you are going to get 5 and 3. 0, 5 and 3 are the values of X, Y, Z. This is how you need to write. So final is 0, 5, 3. Okay. Alright, so this is there in the syllabus, right? The next question is from the world of linear programming. How many of you want that I solve this question end to end? How many of you? How many of you want that I just solve this question? Because see, we are almost done with this session. One question, second question, two more questions to go, So minimize and maximize this function, okay? Subject to, can you see x plus 2y is less than or equals to 120, x plus y greater than or equals to this, and this, where x comma y is greater than or equals to 0. One by one we'll plot it. First of all, understand that only first quadrant is applicable, correct? Now this is what? 30, 60, 90 and 120. Okay, this is again 30, 60, that's it. Now let's see. First, can you see x plus 2y is equals to 120. Let us plot this on this graph. So ma'am, when you put, first line I am plotting. Let us talk about the feasible region later on. Ma'am, when I put y is equals to 0, you get x 120. That means 120 comma 0 is the point where this line will pass through. If you put x equals to 0, y will be 60. 0 comma 60 is another point. So this is the point where the curve will pass through. So this red line is nothing but x plus 2y is less than or equals to 20, less. Now less means which area? Less means this area. So this is the area they are talking about. Okay. Obviously only in first quadrant. So right to the y and up for the x-axis. This is the area. This is the closed area. One by one. Okay. Now what is the second? X plus y greater than or equals to 60. So x plus y equals to 60. Clearly the point will be 60 comma 0 and 0 comma 60. So this is the line and they are saying greater. Can you see this is less sign, this is greater sign. Greater means that above this line. So this is the area they are interested in. The above area. This above complete area. But can you see the intersection area is this? Now one more line is there. Okay. Which is what? X minus 2y equals to 0. It passes through origin clearly and it will look like this. The pink line. Can you see this is the line which is x minus 2y less greater than or equals to 0. So now we are interested in now this can be a point of confusion. Ma'am, now we don't know. At least we know that this is the feasible area, but this inequality I don't even know whether they are talking about this area left or right. So now Ninja ma'am will come to the rescue. Okay? Can anybody tell me how to check which area? So what you can do is, see, you are thinking, ma'am, maybe some of you might be saying that, ma'am, this is the area, maybe because greater than sign, so it may be possible that this is the area. But some people say, ma'am, greater than sign, I think this is the area. So either this or this. So pick any point other than origin. So let me pick 30, 0. Let me pick 30, 0. Let us try to satisfy 30, 0 in this. So 30 minus 2 into 0 greater than or equals to 0. Is it satisfying? Yes, it is satisfying. Can you see inequality is getting satisfied? What does that mean? That this point is lying in the feasible region. That means we are talking about we are rejecting this. This area is rejected. Below area is selected. So this is the area. Can you see? So finally, if I just mark the area by green color, can I do that? So this is the area which they are interested in, or white color se kar lete hain. This is the area. This is the feasible region. Can you see this is the feasible region? Feasible region. This is the feasible region. Okay? Alright, feasible region. Now feasible region is having, now label it. Label it. So this should be A, B, C and D. 4 corner points, correct? So C point, so you know 60, 0, D is 90, 0. Now you need this point and this point. Point number A, how will you get? Ma'am, point number A is nothing but intersection point of this line, which is x plus y is equals to 60, and this pink line which is x minus 2y is equals to 0. Let us solve it. Put x is equals to 2y. So 2y plus y, if you solve it, what will you get? 60. So 3y, y is what? 20. If y is 20, clearly x is equals to 40. So point A will be 20, 40. Similarly, B is the intersection point of this x plus, so B we are calculating. X plus 2y is equals to 120 and x is equals to 2y, intersection point. Put x equals to 2y. 4y, this will give you 4y. 4y is equals to 120. So that means y is nothing but 30. Y is 30, correct? So y being 30. Y being 30. Okay. So if y is 30, clearly x will be 60. 2 into 1, 60, 30. So 4 corner points A, B, C, D, everything we know. Now let us quickly come to this point, which is, this is your all 4 points A, B, C, D. You can see 60, 30, 40, 20, 60, 0 and 120, 0. Sorry students, this is, I missed it. This point is 30, 0, 60, 0 and this is 120, 0, right? So this D point, let me just erase it. This is the point. So this is D. This is D. D point is 120. This is C. This is A. This is B. Pakka? Clear? Clear. Now can you see these are the points? What is Z? Z. Recall Z because you need to maximize and minimize. 5x plus 10y. So Z is 5x plus 10y. Put the values quickly. 60, 30 if you put. So 60. 6 5s are 30. 300 plus 300 is 600. Put 40, 20 over here. 4 5s are 20, 200 plus 200, 400. 60, 0, 300, 120, 0 is 600. Now maximum value we can clearly see is occurring at 2 corner points, which is 60, 30 and 120, 0. So maximum is happening at 2 points. 60, 30 and 120, 0. Maximum value is 600 at all points line joining 60, 30 and 120, 0. We are going to get at all points. At all points, we are going to get 600 only. Okay. So, Z is maximum at 2 corner points. We can say minimum at only 1 point, which is 60, 0. This is how you need to write. Okay. All right. Yes. Next question on your screen is this. Now this question is quite famous question. I think you must have seen in across all the YouTube channels. Huh? Can anybody tell me? Yes. Can anybody tell me that this question you have seen everywhere across all the channels? So, and I have done this question on this channel at least 4 to 5 times by now. Consider this given by fx equals to 4x plus 3. Show that f is invertible. Find the inverse of f. Find the inverse of f. Yes, Bhumika, है ना? Find the inverse of f. So first of all, show that f is invertible means you have to show that the function is 1, 1 as well as onto. So I'm going to present you the final answer only. So this is all about function being 1, 1 or not. This is all about function being onto or not. Let's do it. Okay. So first of all, this is f. This is your function. Now for 1, 1, what do? We take two inputs from the domain, x1, x2 or x, y also works. I always take x1 and x2. So they have taken f of x equals to f of y. So now put f of x is 4x plus 3, f of y is 4y plus 3. Cancel, cancel. This gives you x equals to y, or if we would have done x1, x2, it should be x1 and x2 are equal. So this is a 1, 1 function. Now onto. Onto means what? Onto means that you need to first of all think that what is your, what do we say? What is your range? Okay. What is your range? What is your range? Okay. And what is your codomain? So codomain is already given in the question. See, this is your codomain, which is second set is codomain, which is already given in the question. So codomain clearly is all real values. What about range? Let us calculate range. So this is the function. How to calculate range? By calculating x value in terms of y. So just do y minus 3 upon 4. So this is your x value in terms of y. Now just tell me, this y can be anything, right? You can put y anything. So for any y belongs to real, for any y you will get a real x. For any real y, you will get a real x. Yes or no? You put anything. Will there be any problem? Will you get not defined or something like that? No. You put any y, you will be fine. So, for any y, you are going to get some defined finite x such that this. So, that is why the range of this function is what? All real values. Okay. Range is all real. Codomain is all real. That is why function is onto. So f is 1, 1 as well as onto. Therefore, it is an invertible function. So inverse exists. Now, how to calculate inverse? How to calculate inverse? So there are some steps by which you can calculate inverse. F of x equals to y is equals to 4x plus 3. Now, what you need to do is calculate x in terms of y. So x will be y minus 3 by 4, which is nothing but f inverse y. So f inverse y will be equals to y minus 3 by 4. This is the inverse. Or you can say that f inverse x is x minus 3 by 4 or anything. You can change the variable. Na? F inverse y is this. So f inverse x is this. So this is what is your inverse. And with this question, we have successfully finished the carbon copy paper, my dear students. And yeah, so I think we are done with this. Now wait for passing package. We are going to do passing package approximately at 7:15. Okay. So let me just see the slides once, that something is added, something is subtracted. Let me see. Let me check once. So it will take me another like 15 minutes to go through the slides, final decide, and then I'm going to bring you at 7:15 passing package. That is going to be approximately 40-minute session. So yes, let's do it. And also make sure that you have liked the session, and after I am gone, make sure that you drop some comments on it. Okay. So this is me, your Ninja Ma'am, signing off. Make sure by the way, PDF will be given in Telegram. So Telegram, I hope, let me show you now. let me show you. Okay, where are you going? Please stay. Let me show you that. Let me take you to the Telegram. Okay, let me take you directly to the Telegram only. So this is my session, and yes, so Telegram pe I'm gonna send right away. So this is my session, and can you see, if you go in the description, get all the notes. After some time I will update this over here. Let me reduce the screen. Okay, this is the, if you click on the Telegram, can you see view in Telegram? So if I click on view in Telegram, is it happening? Okay, view in Telegram. So just view in Telegram, you will see. And also, if you want to stay in touch with me, you have any doubts, my Telegram is t.me/Namrata Jaisinghani. t.me/Namrata Jaisinghani. Okay. Alright, this is my Telegram. This is Karnataka's official channel Telegram. This is